Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
With yesterday's mission of helping the people and Juna out completed, we continue on our trip to the Spire of Blind Faith, but because we didn't take camp last time, it would take us the full 3 days it was initially, which sucks, but alas, what can you do? With us going, I decided to talk to Heisme about what's going on with his son's ashes, so we sit and talk. He tells me that what happened back at his hometown, I should know it isn't Tadari's fault, even if he's the leader. They've always ostracized others, like that even when we lived there, it was not his fault. I ask if that's why he left. He confirms an incident happened one last push he couldn't take. I was confused, but he tells me that most tribes hold little love for his kind. But in his youth, they lived near 2 mixed settlements. They traded, traveled, and had positive relations. Until one day they started a feud, and they wanted the Ujifs to side with one of them. They had to choose who was friend or foe. But they didn't, and sought to appease them both. While they stayed the course, the tribe's dispute resolved. I asked what happened afterwards, and it was about what I expected. They both decided to cut ties with the tribe, and they were left impoverished. They called his kind inscrutable, unknowable, and it heightened the prejudice leading to some violence, and yet they tried to justify it by saying there was nothing they could do and took no action to better themselves. That disgusted Heisme beyond words, and he left to become a knight of the cities. Sadari stayed to take a stand. He took a leadership role and stayed honorable to change their village. Gotta say, I respect that level of dedication, especially for the people who don't make that easy. Heisme agrees, saying that no ordinary person could do what he's done. He chose to carry that village on his back. But alas, Heisme can see that they still have some time from becoming the change that Tadari strives for. The villagers are quite rigid in their mindset, and hope to maintain the little control they have by excluding and blaming strangers. Cluedo backbiting and even his son's earned. All born in this separation, this xenophobic nest. What a horrible way to live. Heisme says that something came to mind. He knew that he would like his son to sleep at that hill, where the sweet wind blows and they may run free where he cannot. And perhaps he's so attached to his village due to him being the same as them, at least in heart, as it was his indecisiveness that cost him his son, and his knighthood, calling this no different, to think he waxed on about being time to face his death, an excuse and nothing more, just for him to run from another choice. I tell him that it's okay to hesitate. He keeps falling down, saying, how can he call himself a father? I tell him straight up that if he wishes to solve this, we need more than despair. That snaps him back to reality, saying that he has a confession. When the urn was taken, he felt deep in the back of his mind relief, since he wouldn't need to see it anymore and be reminded of his son's passing. He wished not to think of it, not to face him. How could he, when every reminder breaks his heart? More, it's why he took so long, but he knows he must change. He will show that he's the father worth of his love, not shame. And he wants to prove it to me too. Sounds like you've got this, man. As a bond grows stronger. And I remind him that he's not going back there without me, and he agrees as we continue to talk.
Cilento, a settlement known for its marine trade, thanks to the bounties of the sea. The bay's most prominent feature, though, is a sinkhole of unfathomable depth. Some believe to gaze into its abyss is to be spirited away. The gauntlet runner glides into the inlet as seabirds overhead cry out songs of victory at their catches.
Giving it some thought?
We arrive to a small settlement on an island. They are very welcoming, and we do trade. There's not anything too crazy, well, except for the archetype experience. I grabbed a couple of them, and we just kept going.
As the sun sets over the sea's horizon and the birds rest their wings, the gauntlet runner settles into a reef, waves lapping softly at its hull. The gauntlet runner anchors itself at the reef to stave off danger. Within its walls, the party sleeps peacefully.
Faraway sky, blue and clear.
And during the night, not much to talk about, just spent it around the campfire of Juna. Gotta keep her safe after all, I'm her personal escort. Well, apparently.